The Silent Rebellion. The year was 2487, nearly 2 centuries after humanity reached for the stars and found they weren't alone. Captain Maya Vega stood at the viewport of her merchant vessel, the Horizon Runner, watching as automated drones unloaded cargo containers at Sarah Station. Her calloused hands traced old scars on her forearm, reminders of the war that had changed everything. 70 years ago, humanity had fought the coalition war against the Arcturus hegemony. Outnumbered and outgunned, humans had employed tactics so devastating, so unpredictable, that the galaxy trembled. Victory came at a cost no one foresaw: the Galactic Concord Treaty of 2418. Under its terms, humans were permanently forbidden from building warships, not a single one. Maya's comm unit chimed. "Captain, we've got clearance for departure in 30 minutes. Her first officer, Eli Nakamura, waited for a response. Acknowledged, Maya replied, her eyes still fixed on the bustling station. Officially, the Horizon Runner was a Class 4 merchant hauler specializing in medical supplies and rare minerals. Unofficially, well, Maya had learned to keep secrets. As she turned to leave the viewport, a figure caught her attention. Admiral Chen Wei, retired from the Earth Defense Force, now working as a shipping consultant. Their eyes met briefly across the docking bay. Chen nodded almost imperceptibly before disappearing into the crowd. Back in her quarters, Maya activated a secure channel on her personal terminal. The message from Chen was encrypted using old military protocols. The whispers are true. Coalition forces gathering at Proxima. 17 ships, not trade vessels. Emergency meeting. Coordinates follow. Maya's chest tightened. For years, rumors had circulated about certain species, particularly the Arcturus hegemony and their allies, building up military forces in violation of the same treaty that had neutered humanity. Meanwhile, Earth and its colonies remained defenseless, relying on outdated defense platforms and the hollow promises of the Galactic Council for protection. 3 days later, Maya docked the Horizon Runner at what appeared to be an abandoned mining facility on asteroid LV-426, deep in the belt. Inside the hollowed-out rock, 16 individuals had gathered, former military officers, engineers, and government officials, all united by a shared concern. The evidence is conclusive, Admiral Chen stated, projecting star charts showing movement patterns. The Arcturus hegemony and their allies are preparing for a coordinated strike against our outer colonies. The Council has been informed but claims insufficient evidence for intervention. And we're supposed to just wait? Maya asked, her voice cutting through the murmurs. No, said Director Eliza Santos, former head of Earth Intelligence. That's why you're all here. We've been working on something. A contingency. The lights dimmed, and a holographic projection appeared, detailed schematics for a ship unlike anything Maya had seen before. We call it the Reclaimer, Santos continued, officially registered as a deep space mining vessel. Reinforced hull for asteroid penetration, heavy-duty excavation equipment, enhanced navigation systems for debris fields. Maya recognized the euphemisms immediately: armor plating, weapons systems, combat maneuvering capabilities. You're building a warship, she stated. It wasn't a question. We're building a mining vessel with certain adaptable features, Santos corrected. And we need captains who understand the difference. Over the next months, Maya divided her time between legitimate cargo runs and secret trips to the asteroid base. The Reclaimer took shape in sections, assembled from parts manufactured at different locations across the solar system. Each component designed to serve dual purposes: mining equipment that could become weapons, sensor arrays that could track military targets, engines with performance well beyond commercial specifications. How many more of these are being built? Maya asked Chen one day as they inspected the nearly completed vessel. Enough, he replied. Scattered throughout human space, all different designs, all with the same purpose. During those months, reports of pirate activity at the edges of human territory increased. Outposts went dark, supply ships disappeared, The Galactic Council expressed concerns but took no action. Their inspectors continued regular visits to human shipyards, ensuring compliance with the treaty. Maya was in the middle of a supply run to Europa when the news broke. Newton Research Station, a civilian outpost with over 3,000 souls, had been attacked. The official report cited unknown aggressors, but secured channels told a different story. Arcturus warships, accompanied by vessels from 3 other species. That night, Maya received encrypted coordinates. The reclaimer was ready. She found the ship docked in a hidden bay beneath the lunar surface. Sleek and powerful, it bore the markings and profile of a standard mining vessel, but Maya could see the truth beneath the disguise. The weapon ports concealed as excavation tools, the reinforced battle bridge hidden within the operations center, the military-grade systems masked by commercial interfaces. Admiral Chen waited at the airlock. Captain Vega, the Horizon Runner has been temporarily decommissioned for maintenance. In the meantime, Sunforge Mining Corporation has hired you to command their new vessel on its maiden voyage. Where to? Maya asked, already knowing the answer. Newton Station. To rescue survivors. Chen handed her a data chip. This is your crew manifest. All volunteers. All aware of what we're really doing. As Maya stepped aboard, she ran her fingers along the corridor wall. This ship was more than metal and circuitry. It was defiance. It was humanity refusing to lie down and die. The crew was waiting on the bridge. 48 men and women, a mix of merchant sailors and former military. They stood as she entered. I won't lie to you, Maya said. What we're doing violates the treaty. If we're caught, we face execution. The Arcturus hegemony and their allies are attacking our people while the Council does nothing. They believe we can't fight back. They're wrong. She took her place in the captain's chair, feeling its contours adjust to her form. Navigation. Plot course for Newton Station. Maximum speed once we clear lunar space. Tactical. Run full diagnostics on all mining systems. Communications. Maintain standard mining vessel profile on all channels. The crew moved with purpose, their hands sure on controls they'd trained for in secret. As the reclaimer's engines hummed to life, Maya felt something she hadn't experienced in years. Hope. The ship rose from its hiding place, emerging onto the lunar surface like any ordinary mining vessel beginning its journey. But this was no ordinary ship, and this was no ordinary mission. This was humanity's first step toward reclaiming its right to survive. All systems online, Captain, reported the tactical officer. Course plotted and locked. Maya nodded. Take us out. The reclaimer accelerated, leaving Earth behind as it headed toward a confrontation that would change the galaxy forever. When stars fall silent, the reclaimer cut through space like a predator, its engines pushing well beyond the capabilities of any genuine mining vessel. In the captain's chair, Maya studied tactical displays disguised as mining surveys. Newton Research Station lay 18 hours ahead, if anything remained to find. Status report, she ordered. All systems nominal, replied Eli, now serving as her XO aboard the reclaimer. Weapon size, excavation equipment calibrated and ready. Any transmissions from the station? Communications officer Layla Wright shook her head. Nothing on standard channels. Wait, detecting a weak emergency beacon. Automated distress signal. Maya nodded. At least the station's emergency systems are partially functional. That gives us hope. As they approached Newton Station's position, Maya ordered full sensor sweeps disguised as standard mining operations. What they found made her blood run cold. 2 Arcturus vessels still in orbit, reported Tactical Officer James Reese. Hageman-class cruisers. They're methodically bombarding what's left of the station. Maya's jaw tightened. Are they detecting us? Negative. They're reading us as a mining vessel responding to the distress call. Any sign of survivors? Sensor operator Lin Chen leaned forward at her station, detecting multiple life signs in the station's central hub. Environmental systems still operational there. But it's failing. Estimates give them less than 6 hours of life support. Maya faced the moment of truth. The reclaimer could maintain its cover, approach as a rescue vessel, and attempt to evacuate survivors. Or it could reveal its true nature and engage the enemy ships directly. Tactical. What's our assessment of those cruisers? They outmass us 3-1 each, Reese replied. But our systems are more advanced. We might surprise them. Maya made her decision. Prepare rescue pods for immediate launch once we're in range. Tactical. Power up all systems but keep them masked until my command. The reclaimer approached the devastated station, broadcasting civilian rescue protocols. The Arcturus vessels paused their bombardment, turning their attention to the newcomer. Incoming transmission, reported Wright. The main screen displayed an Arcturus commander, his gray-scaled skin and triple-set eyes regarding them with obvious disdain. Human vessel, this area is under quarantine due to contagion. Depart immediately. Maya responded with practiced deference. Arcturus commander, we've received a distress call. Under galactic law, we are obligated to render assistance. Your assistance is not required. Depart, or face consequences. The transmission cut off. Maya exchanged glances with her bridge crew. They're moving to intercept, Reese warned. Weapons powering up. Distance to optimal rescue range. 3 minutes, Captain. Maya nodded. All hands to battle stations. Quietly. Throughout the ship, crew members moved to predetermined positions. On the bridge, Maya watched as the Arcturus cruisers approached, clearly intending to destroy the mining vessel rather than allow it to witness their actions. They're within weapons range, Reese reported. They're targeting. Drop the disguise, Maya ordered. All power to shields. Bring weapons online. The reclaimer transformed. Panels shifted, revealing hidden weapon ports. Power surged through systems that had been dormant. On the bridge, mining interfaces gave way to military command systems. Target their propulsion systems, Maya commanded. Fire when ready. The reclaimer fired first. Precision strikes that caught the Arcturus vessels completely by surprise. One cruiser's engines exploded in a cascade of failures. The second returned fire, energy beams striking the reclaimer's shields. Shields holding at 82%, reported the defensive systems officer. Their weapons are stronger than intel suggested. Evasive pattern Delta, Maya ordered. Launch rescue pods toward the station. The reclaimer danced through space with unexpected agility, firing continuous salvos at the remaining Arcturus cruiser while rescue pods detached and sped toward Newton Station. The damaged cruiser is transmitting, Wright reported. They're calling for reinforcements. Maya grimaced. How long until they arrive? Based on known Arcturus positions, 3 hours minimum. Then we have 3 hours to complete our mission and disappear. The battle intensified. The reclaimer's advanced systems gave it an edge, but the Arcturus cruiser's sheer firepower was overwhelming. Alarms blared as a direct hit breached the outer hull. Deck 7 compromised, reported damage control. Sealing affected sections. Rescue pods have reached the station, Lynn announced. They're beginning evacuation procedures. Maya nodded. Concentrate fire on their weapons arrays. We need to keep them occupied until the survivors are aboard. For 45 minutes, the reclaimer engaged in a deadly dance with the Arcturus vessel. Both ships suffered damage, but the human vessel maintained its primary objective, protecting the evacuation. Final rescue pod returning. Lynn reported eventually. 127 survivors recovered. Tactical status of the Arcturus cruiser. Weapons at 30% capacity. They're attempting to reposition. Maya made another decision. Target their main reactor. Full power to forward weapons. The reclaimer's disguised mining lasers, actually military-grade particle beams, fired in unison. The Arcturus cruiser's midsection erupted in a series of explosions. The vessel listed, dead in space. Secure from battle stations, Maya ordered. Set course for the Beta Hydra colony. Maximum speed. Let's get these survivors to safety. As the Reclaimer accelerated away from the devastation, Maya knew their actions would have consequences. The disguise was blown. The galaxy would soon know that humans had built a warship. 2 days later, at Beta Hydra, the survivors were safely transferred to the colony's medical facilities. Maya received an encrypted transmission summoning her to Earth immediately. The Galactic Council chamber was imposing. Representatives from 27 spacefaring species seated in tiered rows, with humans notably positioned in the lowest section. Maya stood alone before them, still wearing her captain's uniform. "Captain Vega," began the Talaxian Council president, his tentacled face betraying no emotion. "You stand accused of violating the Galactic Concord Treaty by commanding a human warship. Do you deny these charges?" "I commanded a vessel that defended human lives against unprovoked aggression," Maya replied. "A vessel that rescued survivors, while Arcturus warships, the actual treaty violators, were destroying a civilian research station." Murmurs spread through the chamber. The Arcturus representative rose, his voice sharp. "This is human deception. They have been building weapons in secret." Director Santos stepped forward from the human delegation. "Council members, we submit evidence gathered over the past 5 years." She activated a holographic display showing Arcturus shipyards constructing military vessels, along with similar evidence from 3 other species. The Arcturus hegemony and their allies have been systematically violating the treaty while using the Council's inspection regime to ensure humans remain defenseless. Santos continued. Their intention was clear: the gradual elimination of human presence in the galaxy. Chaos erupted in the chamber. The Council president hammered for order. "These accusations are serious," he acknowledged. "However, they do not excuse humanity's treaty violations." "No," Maya agreed, "but they explain them. When your house is burning, you don't wait for permission to grab a fire extinguisher." After hours of debate, the Council reached a decision. The treaty would be amended. All species, including humans, would be permitted defensive capabilities proportional to their territory and population. An independent inspection force would ensure compliance from all parties. As Maya left the chamber, Admiral Chen was waiting. "You've changed everything," he said quietly. "We had no choice," Maya replied. "And we still don't. There are 23 Reclaimer-class vessels completing construction across human space. Each one represents our determination to survive." Chen nodded. "The Council will be watching us more closely than ever." "Let them watch," Maya said, looking up at the stars visible through the chamber's transparent dome. "Humanity didn't come this far to disappear. We came to thrive." 3 months later, Maya stood on the bridge of the Reclaimer, now officially commissioned as the EDF Defender, the first acknowledged human warship in 70 years. Around her, a mixed crew of humans, and, surprisingly, representatives from 4 other species who had requested positions aboard. "Captain, we're receiving the signal," reported Wright. "The diplomatic mission to Arcturus Prime is ready for escort." Maya nodded. "Take us out, steady as she goes." As the Defender moved into formation alongside vessels from 6 other species, Maya reflected on how quickly the galaxy had changed. Humanity had nearly lost everything, but by refusing to accept extinction, they had forged a new path, not just for themselves, but for all species who believed in the right to defend their own. The stars no longer held just fear and restriction. They held possibility again. And that was worth fighting for.